Alright gentlemen, I hope everybody is having a good day. We are here on the Bulwark, and we're going to be talking about our ultimate tank build for here for patch 8. You can run this in operations or siege, and we're going to go into just some different variations that you can take as well. So basically you're going to lose some damage in your core perks, but pairing this up with like the Power Fist, you can pair this with any weapon you want, but when you pair it with the Power Fist, these are very, very strong even against the higher tier content in the game. So that's why you don't feel the loss of some of these so much. You know what I'm saying? Obviously you're still going to lose some damage, but you're going to gain the most damage resistance that you can find in the entire game. So we'll start here with the prestige perks and then some different variations you can take. All right, we have overcharge and we have masterful defense. These are two must take all the time on any build that you're running. And then over here I am taking standard bearer and emboldened stand, the new perk that we just got. So if you are pushing for high waves in siege, you're going to probably want to go with your Medicare stims will heal you for 40% more, and then your auxiliary reload to keep your ammunition up so you can conserve on your points and not spend on ammunition. And then obviously this one, you know, if you go to resilience and pick up the med stim ones, that will help you out as well. But this one is this one's very good right here too. So when we are looking at our core perks, you know, our main switches that we're taking here is going to be conviction. So every time we drop down into our red health from our armor, we're going to have 25% less health damage reduction. And then we're taking scrambled targeting, so we can still sit in there and hit targets and not worry about blocking. So obviously ranged isn't as big as a focus for the Bulwark, but you're always going to be surrounded by 5 enemies. You're going to want to be swinging your weapon. So this is going to help you do that and keep some damage reduction from ranged attacks. And then we have steel within that I am taking, but this is also armor reinforcement is also a good one, and it does help you keep this up. But it will kind of fall off in like the later waves because gun strikes do end up becoming harder to take to get off. But steel within this and tied with this becomes very strong, especially when you're tying it to the Power Fist and some of the damage reduction we're going to tie to that weapon as well. So we have advanced conditioning for our 50% contested health. You're going to want this as well to help with the Power Fist getting you contested health back. And then we have purity of focus for our banner AoE. We have glory shield. Obviously, guys, invigorating icon is still very good and efficient. So you can always take this one over this. This is just going to allow you to get your banner so much more because your banner is lasting longer and you're taking advantage of it longer. And obviously you're not getting the 50% on the slower reload here. So both of these very powerful perks. And then we have merciless resolve here for I am shield bashing when I don't have my armored advance up. So you are going to lose armor, obviously. So I am, you know, using this to get some of my what do you want to call it? My knockback resistance. But all 3 of these perks, take whatever one you think you're going to use the most, because they're all pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? They're all just okay. But if you're taking this one, you're basically, if you're not shield bashing, then obviously don't take this. Take either your 20% damage, or you know, this one even comes into play in siege as well. So that one is a choice. And then armored advance 100%, you're taking this. It's going to, you know, add some knockback onto your shield. You can just sit there and take sniper shots and all kinds of different things when you have armor. So definitely keep that one going. And yeah, you're going to have incredible amount of damage resistances going, especially when you are charging up your Power Fist. So yeah, as I said, this is the one that I'm recommending you take, but you can take any weapon. As I said before, we are switching up. We're taking swift recovery, and you are wanting to tie that with following blow, because this is going to help you hit back fists more, and that is giving you 100% more contested health. We're going with 10% on our melee right here, and these are our 2 damage resistant perks we're looking for. So when we are charging our fist, we're going to have 20% less range damage at all times. And then when we are when we are below 30% health, we will have 50% less health damage. So when you are at 30%, you're going to have a ton of health damage reduction tied to you, and you will be very, very difficult to kill. So both of these are going to come into play, and you're going to want to use your charge hits, even if you're just barely charging it up, to kind of cycle through that way when you're using the Power Fist here, because then you're going to keep taking advantage of both of these as much as you possibly can. And then we're just finishing out here with our 10% to our majorest enemies. Now, when it comes to your secondary is really kind of up to you. You can go with what you please. Each one is kind of doing something a little different here. So with your heavy bolt pistol, I think this is the best for like aerial attacks and neothropes and things like that. And it's just a very powerful weapon overall. This is how I'm speccing it out for Siege currently. And the plasma pistol is actually going to be a good choice too. This is going to be better for like groups of majors. And the Volkite does well against groups of majors. And honestly, it's pretty good against biovores and the spore mines. So really choose whatever one you want to go with. But the heavy bolt pistol, I think, is probably the best choice. And then sometimes you end up with like a sniper in your group, so you can take advantage of the headshots to get your banner back and different things like that. But they're all good choices, guys, and you're seeing what I'm speccing mine at right here. All right, so overall with the build, guys, you're going to want to use your charge hits, even if you're quickly using them, like I said, to keep up your damage resistances. On top of that, you're going to want to drop your banner when you are noticing that you are getting into trouble or you're losing your armor quickly. Just you can drop your banner because you're going to get your banner a lot more than you're used to, definitely if you're used to taking Invigorating Icon. But as I said, you can run this build with Invigorating Icon, and it's going to just give you that extra health. Obviously, you're just not going to get it as often with this build right here. But overall, it is a strong build. I think it can run you through very high waves of Siege and keep you alive for a very long time and help you support your group however you decide to do it. If you just want to plant your banner on them and give them as much armor as you can, or you want to do your contested health and help them refill their health instead throughout the waves of Siege. And the same in Operation, guys. This is a very good build in that as well.
The weapon beast is to